Welcome to Monster Trailcams, where curiosity stirs and the unexpected thrives. Here, our global community shares footage of the unexplainable, the eerie, and the intriguing creatures that hide in plain sight. We are your hub for bizarre and fascinating finds caught on camera. Click subscribe and join us on this journey of unraveling the world's unseen mysteries. Prepare to be thrilled. This is Monster Trailcams, where the wild remains wild. Here we have a clip from a handheld camera taken from inside a car traveling on a lonely rural Wyoming road. This is an area that is surrounded by protected public land and is rarely explored by humans. The wildlife here is boundless, but this driver managed to stumble upon a creature she believed to be nothing more than folklore. We can see a creature rummaging around in the ditch, possibly searching for food. The only two large mammals native to this area that have dark hair such as this creature are bears and bison. And while the footage here isn't the clearest, we can be certain this beast is neither a bear nor a bison. It bears an obvious resemblance to an ape or other large primate. However, there are no primates that inhabit Wyoming. This means we are looking at none other than a Bigfoot. Of course, with any video evidence of a cryptid, we have to examine the footage for authenticity the best we can. There is always the possibility that we are looking at a fake, but this creature's appearance and movements appear organic to me. But what do you think? Our next submission is a familiar face. I don't have to tell you that this still image taken from an Oregon trail camera features a Bigfoot. The question I have for you is, are we looking at authentic photographic evidence, or is it another fake making its way around the internet? If we examine it, we can see this creature's face looks more like an ape than most descriptions of Bigfoot. Most people who encounter the bipedal primate describe the face as a mixture of ape and human, with eerily human-like eyes. But since there are so few clear images of the cryptid, who can say what is accurate and what is not, until we have further evidence? We've discussed Bigfoot theories on this channel before, one of which is that the creature we call Bigfoot is simply a large, undocumented primate living in small populations across North America. Elusive, yes, but not necessarily what we would call a cryptid. But let us know what you think. With so many sightings of Bigfoot over the years, there is likely at least some truth to the creature's existence. But where is the line between myth and fact? Next, I'd like to draw your attention to a strange phenomenon found while examining these seemingly innocuous trail cam captures. At first glance, it looks like there's nothing there, right? If that were the case, then what triggered the camera to go off? As many of you know, most trail cams use motion detecting sensors to know when to snap a photo. Of course, sometimes you get trail cam photos that were triggered by the wind, rain, or an animal that moved too quickly for the camera, but that wasn't the case here. The owner of these trail cam images had been having difficulties with this particular camera, or so he thought. The trail cam would be triggered, but he wouldn't find anything on the footage. Thinking there was something wrong with the motion sensor, he examined the images further. And in the editing room, he found this. You can only see them when the colors are enhanced, but they are clear as day. Yep, those are ghostly images of deer you are looking at. Unable to be seen by the camera in normal conditions, but these creatures clearly exist on some plane. It's an interesting thought. We've heard stories of other ghostly animals, such as dogs and cats. So who's to say that ghost deer don't exist? Or maybe we are looking at an ethereal forest spirit. There are so many possibilities with this one and no logical answers. We'd like to hear your ideas in the comments. Take a look at this creepy creature hunched over in what appears to be an empty stadium or courtyard. At first, we might think it resembles a crawler, but crawlers are known to keep to the wilderness for cover. They are almost never seen in a city. This creature appears to have strange goat-like ears, but it is difficult to see the beast's features while it remains in a hunched position. It awkwardly gets up and we can get a good view of it. However, just judging by the way the creature is moving, and finally when it begins to walk, we can see this is a clear-cut case of an editing room creation. Unfortunately, this is often the case in many paranormal captures. Not all of the fakes are as easy to spot at this one, so we have to be observant and pay close attention to the little details that others might overlook. While things like this do make for scary stories, we are looking for truth. Check out this viral video that has been circulating the internet. We've chosen to add this clip into our compilation to show you the power of optical illusion coupled with coincidence. As paranormal investigators, we have to take our responsibilities seriously. If we fail to properly examine suspected paranormal footage and promote fakes as authentic evidence, we won't get anywhere in the scientific communities. This particular example goes to show that seemingly impossible phenomenon can have logical explanations. Take this bird that appears to be hovering near a security camera, flying without the use of its wings. Seems totally impossible, right? That's because it is. The bird is, in fact, using its wings to fly. They are just moving incredibly fast and synced up with the frame rate of the video camera, making the bird appear to be hovering in midair. While not paranormal in nature, check out the resourcefulness of these two bears. This is likely a mother black bear and her cub. But look how she holds the cub up so it can investigate the contents of the barrel. It is likely there is food in the barrel or on top of it that the mother is helping the cub gain access to. She almost looks like a human carrying a child. It just goes to show the intelligence of animals. Oftentimes, strange occurrences can be explained by animal encounters. While paranormal experiences certainly do exist, we first have to look to more scientific-based explanations to weed out any inauthentic accounts. Here's something we haven't seen before on this channel. What is going on here? It looks like a religious statue resting in the crux of a tree. How did it get there? According to the owner of this footage, the mysterious statue was nowhere near any marked trail. They filmed it from a safe distance away, but were too afraid to approach the scene. While curiosity might have gotten most of us in that situation, it was probably a smart idea that they stayed a safe distance away. It might not have been a statue at all, but rather a spirit. Or perhaps it was someone playing a strange prank. But then again, why wouldn't the pranksters put the statue in a more public place? Who was its intended audience? I don't have answers for that. Let's discuss it in the comments. Strange creatures don't always have to be supernatural. Take a look at this vampire deer. It might look cute and cuddly at first glance, but look a little closer. This little herbivore has fangs even more impressive than some of the large carnivores of the world. But is it dangerous? Maybe some distant relation to the Mexican goatsucker, commonly known as a chupacabra? Not quite. This is a Chinese water deer. They are native to China and Korea, and those teeth, they are actually tusks. While it may look unnerving, this isn't a dangerous carnivorous deer. They only grow around 2 to 3 feet tall and are just as harmless as the other deer species of the world, even though males do use those tusks to fight over females during breeding season. They pose no danger to humans. Here we have a video clip that might just show a real encounter with a crawler. The video was taken after dark by a man riding down an ATV trail. He heard something he described as someone crying in the woods. Believing someone was in distress, he got off his four-wheeler and went to investigate. We can see he has both his flashlight and his camera out as he tries to find the source of the crying. Unfortunately, the camera's audio was unable to pick up the crying, but it did show the creature that was trying to lure him into the woods. It is difficult to see at first. You can just see what looks like a pale white blob moving about the forest floor. It isn't until it moves in closer that you can see it resembles a human, even though it makes no attempt to stand. The man quickly realizes that this creature intended to harm him he cut the video and got back to the safety of his four-wheeler. I'm quite certain he never went back to that place again, and frankly, knowing the stories of crawlers, he was lucky to escape with this life. Take a look at this interesting phenomenon caught deep in the woods on a trail cam. The trail cam in question was positioned to watch wildlife on a section of hunting land in Michigan. What could it be? According to the owner of the footage, there were no nearby houses or anything that could have caused the 3 light forms. Is this just a glitch in the camera, or could we be looking at something of a more paranormal nature? The lights appear to move around the frame independently, making it unlikely that we are looking at any type of camera malfunction. If you ask me, they look like beings of some sort. Maybe ghosts or some unnatural spirits that haunt that section of woods. Let us know your thoughts, or if you've ever seen this type of phenomenon before. Our next encounter takes us to Georgia as we follow two hikers who stumble upon a Bigfoot walking across the countryside. Here we can clearly see the image of a large bipedal ape-like creature as it makes its way through the thick brush. You can see here that the creature is covered in dark brown fur, and there, just for a moment, we can see its face as it turns around. Its features are closer to that of an ape than of a human. Could this be an authentic capture? Or do you think it's just someone in prosthetics and a suit trying to gain internet fame?
My
God.
What is that thing, man? I didn't know it was that fucking big. It's not coming up here, is it?
No.
One odd feature we can note is that the creature seems to have a hump on its back. Maybe this is just distortion from zooming in the video. What are your thoughts? Here we have a woman who goes to answer her door after hearing someone knocking outside. When she looked through the window, she didn't see anyone there, but the person kept knocking. The woman decided to go out and take a look after the incessant knocking wouldn't stop, but not before she grabbed her video camera in case she ran into someone strange. She opened the door to this surprising sight, an earless goat trying to get inside her home. While the creature looks a bit unnerving, it wouldn't be too surprising if the woman lived on a farm, but here's the catch. She didn't. This was not her goat, nor did it belong to anyone in the area. Of course, there is a chance that the goat merely escaped its fence and went for a long walk and ended up on this woman's doorstep, but there might just be a more sinister explanation. Shapeshifters often use animal forms to go places they can't in their human form. Is that what we're looking at here? Is this a shapeshifter in animal form trying to get in to harm this woman? Your guess is as good as mine. Luckily, she closes the door on the strange goat and it doesn't continue to bother her. We have one more wildlife capture for you today. This one is of a black bear breaking into a bear hang, or perhaps even some bear bait. Bears can easily stand on two legs for short periods of time, but they are unable to walk like humans can. Bigfoot encounters are often written off as bear sightings, which might be plausible from a distance, but if you've ever seen how awkward a bear is on two legs, you would know they aren't the source of the Bigfoot videos we so often see here. While not a cryptid, this bear sighting is still impressive in its own right. It's not every day that we get to see an up-close image of such an impressive predator. So there's this video that's making waves online right now. It starts off simple enough with a young guy, clearly having a good time, belting out a tune while filming himself. To anyone just scrolling by, it would seem like just another feel-good clip. But then, out of nowhere, there's this twist. The guy stops singing mid-song, and his eyes are glued to his camera screen. What caught his attention? There's this eerie figure in the background kind of shadowing his every move. When he stops, it stops. It's almost like it's playing some sort of twisted game with him. Now, I'll be honest, the video quality isn't the best. It's a bit grainy, making it hard to get a clear look at this mysterious figure. But from the bits and pieces you can see, it's giving off some serious skeletal or maybe even cryptid vibes. The internet's buzzing with theories. Some folks are shouting, "Fake! It's all staged!" while others reckon it's some slick camera trick. But no matter where you land on that debate, one thing's for sure, it's downright spooky. So I'm curious, what's your take on this? Who or what do you think that eerie figure might be? In 2006, Paul shared an intriguing video on YouTube. It was a chronicle of one of his usual nighttime excursions into a densely wooded area. With only the dim light of his camera, the forest was cloaked in a heavy veil of darkness. Initially, Paul hadn't noticed anything unusual while filming, but when the online community took a closer look, they spotted something chilling. Not far from where Paul stood, there was what looked like an apparition. Many said it resembled a shadowy figure, bent forward as if burdened by something, with what appeared to be a cloak draped around it. The most eerie part: this entity moved without a whisper, in complete silence. It was so well camouflaged in the dark that its presence only became clear after the video was enhanced. It almost seemed as though this being was intentionally trying to fade into the background. Of course, as with any mysterious footage, there was a spectrum of opinions. Some viewers were quick to label it a fake, suggesting that Paul might have staged it for attention. On the other hand, there were those who were deeply convinced that Paul had, in fact, caught a real ghost on tape. This video surely sparks a lot of debate and leaves one wondering, what do you think Paul really saw that night? In this CCTV footage taken on a desolate road in Costa Rica during the pitch black of night, there's a scene that's hard to shake off. At first, we see two dogs intensely barking at something we can't see. But within moments, the cause of their alarm becomes clear. A dark figure emerges from the far left side of the frame. Disturbingly, it moves in a crab-like manner, and the dogs cautiously tail it as it continues down the road. The video quickly garnered attention on Reddit, with over 500 users chiming in with their theories. Some believed it was just someone flexible, pulling off a creepy prank. Others thought it might be some sort of cryptid or ghoul. One Redditor even suggested that it could be the legendary Costa Rican entity known as La Mona. Many people believe La Mona to be a witch that looks like a monkey, complete with lengthy arms and legs and a hairy body. Even the most courageous individuals are claimed to be permanently frightened by La Mona's screams. In addition, La Mona is notorious for scaring the residents of nearby homes by climbing onto their roofs and scratching at the walls. What's your take on it? Is it just a hoax, or could there be some truth to these tales? In a video uploaded by YouTuber Pradeep Kumar Bangde, both ardent paranormal enthusiasts and firm skeptics have found themselves at odds, passionately debating the existence of ghosts. This intriguing piece of footage dates back to January 6, 2006. Pradeep shot the video near a temple in India, the exact location of which he chose not to reveal. Set against the backdrop of a peaceful cemetery, the camera rolls, capturing the tranquil scenery and evoking a sense of calm. However, as Pradeep makes his way through the graveyard, something unexpected happens. Unbeknownst to him at the moment, his camera captures an eerie sight. On a closer look, when you re-watch the segment, you can distinctly see a man standing near one of the tombstones. But here's where it gets truly baffling. As the camera continues to move and then swiftly pans back to the very spot, the man is nowhere to be seen. He vanishes, quite literally, in the blink of an eye. India, a country with a rich tapestry of history and cultural heritage, has always had its narratives deeply embedded with tales of the supernatural. Spirits, phantoms, and ethereal entities have found their way into countless stories and legends over the ages. So this ominous video footage naturally piqued the curiosity of many, with viewers entranced and bewildered. Now, the pressing question on everyone's mind is, did Pradeep genuinely capture a ghost on camera, or was this just an artful play of video editing techniques? With the exact location of the temple and the surrounding cemetery shrouded in mystery, this story carries an added aura of intrigue. Lainey recently shared a clip on Facebook showcasing her chicken in the backyard on a drizzly morning. At first glance, the video might seem rather ordinary, a simple moment captured on a damp day. However, if you pay close attention to the horizon, you'll notice something peculiar, an unidentified object swiftly moving across the frame. Given the rain and the gloom, it's easy to miss this detail. But if you take a moment to slow down the video playback, it becomes clear. An aircraft zips by at an astonishing speed. What makes this sighting even more intriguing is Lainey's mention that the nearest airport is a good 30 kilometers away. Considering the distance, it's quite remarkable that such a compact aircraft could move at that pace. This begs the question, did we just witness a potential UFO sighting, or could it simply be a conventional airplane? The mystery remains, but the video is surely worth a second look. In the video clip we're about to discuss, which was originally shared on TikTok, an individual captures footage of a vehicle ahead of them. At first glance, the video might seem ordinary and unremarkable. But if you watch closely, just a few moments in, something peculiar catches the eye. Behind the vehicle, there's what appears to be a figure standing completely still, eerily reminiscent of a statue. Although the video quality is somewhat grainy, there's a discernible outline of this figure. Intriguingly, it appears to be draped in a white robe. As you continue watching, this mysterious figure doesn't remain for long. Slowly, almost like mist, it begins to fade until it's entirely gone, vanishing into thin air. And if you're brave enough to zoom in for a closer look, you'll find that the figure seems almost transparent, further adding to its ghostly appearance. Naturally, this video has sparked a flurry of questions and speculations. Some might wonder if this is merely an optical illusion or a trick of the light. Others are convinced it's evidence of a haunted stretch of road. Whatever the case, the clip certainly leaves us with more questions than answers. A TikTok user named hidden.on.Google Earth shared a video where they zoomed into an abandoned location in Ukraine. The area features a derelict structure with scattered papers and letters strewn across the floor. As the video pans to the left, viewers can spot a figure seated on the windowsill. This mysterious figure appears to be a man donned in a cloak that shrouds his face. Some viewers speculate that it might simply be a statue left behind in the desolation. However, others suggest that this statue could serve as some sort of altar, hinting that someone might have ventured into this eerie locale to offer their reverence. To this day, the real story behind this puzzling video remains unknown. What's your take on it? If you liked watching these videos, then consider subscribing. I release videos at least twice a week. Stay frosty, and we'll see you in the next one.